Thank you. Okay. It is now 5:33 p.m. and the regular city council meeting for the city of Compton, Tuesday, March the 3rd, 2026 is now in order. Will you please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Councilmember Duhart.
Here.
Councilmember Spicer.
Here.
Councilmember Bowers.
Here.
Councilmember Darton.
Here.
Mayor Sharif.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Madam City Clerk.
Madam Mayor, we move to presentations, and our first presentation tonight is Know Your Charter presentation, presented by Enzo Law.
Is 1 and 2 being?
Madam Mayor, we did a move up. They have a conflict.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have Mr. Robert On from Enzo Law to make the presentation on Know Your Charter.
Thank you, Mr. Hopkins. Madam Mayor, honorable council members, I am back to present the Article 7 section of the Know Your Charter. As you know, we've been doing a series of these presentations to review and familiarize ourselves with the various articles of the Charter. And we'll start off with the usual disclaimer. The purpose of this presentation is to provide factual information and not to provide legal advice in a public setting. Informational presentation, and this is an objective review of the city charter. Let's begin with the overview of Article 7. Article 7 identifies key city officers, both elected and appointed, and summarizes their core powers and responsibilities. Clarifies appointment removal authority, especially for city manager, for the city controller, and also the department heads. And it functions as a kind of organizational chart in prose and words for the city's executive and administrative structures. In sum, Article 7 talks about who runs what. And these next two slides gives us an overview of the various sections and the topics, beginning with section 700, the city clerk, 701, the city treasurer, 702, city attorney, 703, the officers appointed by the City Council. Section 704, other appointed officers. 705 and 706 talk about the city manager, the appointment, the role, and the powers. And Section 707, the city manager at the council table. And we'll end with Section 708, the city controller's powers and duties. So let's begin with Section 700. The city clerk. The city clerk attends council meetings and maintains a full index record of council proceedings. The city clerk maintains ordinance and resolution books with clerk certification and is custodian of the city seal. The city clerk administers oaths and affirmations, takes affidavits, depositions, and certifies copies of the official records. Also has charge of all city elections and devotes full time during business hours to official duties. Section 701 discusses the city treasurer, who is the custodian of city public funds and funds under city offices and department agencies, receives all monies and deposits them in council-designated depositories in compliance with state requirements. The city treasurer disperses funds only on properly audited demands and provides monthly written reports of receipts, disbursements, and fund balances to the city controller, with copies filed with the city manager. Now, Section 702 discusses the city attorney, The city attorney is appointed by and serves at the pleasure of a majority of the total council membership and is removable by a majority vote of the total council members. Qualification includes California licensed attorney with at least 10 years of municipal law practice before appointment. The city attorney represents and advises the council and city officers, represents the city and covered officers' employees in matters arising from official capacity, and also council may retain outside counsel. Attends regular council meetings, provides written opinions when requested. And the city attorney also approves forms of city bonds, contracts, prepares reviews, ordinance, resolutions, and prosecutes certain charter ordinance misdemeanors cases as warranted. The city attorney must devote full time during business hours and must turn over city records to its successor upon vacating office. That brings us to section 703. This section covers officers appointed by city council. The council appoints the city manager not in the classified service and may remove the city manager by a motion adopted by at least 4 affirmative votes. The council also appoints and may remove under civil service provisions the city controller in the classified service. Section 704 covers other appointed officers. These officers named in the charter are appointed by the city manager and serve as department heads. Council may create or abolish other appointed officers or departments by ordinance. Section 705. This covers the city manager and the appointment criteria. The city manager is selected based on executive and administrative qualifications. Compensation is a salary commensurate with responsibilities as chief administrative officer, and no council member may be appointed city manager during their time or within 1 year after the term ends. Section 706 discusses the city manager's powers and duties. The city manager is the chief executive officer and head of the administrative branch, responsible to council for administration except for matters assigned to elective officers. City manager prepares the annual budget, submits it to council, and administers it after adoption. Provides an annual fiscal year report on city finances and administrative activities. Furthermore, keeps council informed on financial condition and future needs, makes recommendations, and also performs other charter council assigned duties consistent with the charter. Section 707 discusses the city manager at the council table. The city manager is entitled to a seat at the council table and may participate in deliberations. However, the city manager does not have a vote. And finally, we'll end with section 708, which discusses the city controller's powers and duties. This section 708 discusses the annual financial and administrative report, advises on a financial condition and future needs, and also performs duties assigned by the council or the charter. Section 708 also covers reporting and advisory duties as well of the city controller. Mainly deals with financial oversight, consisting of compiling the budget estimates, controls disbursement of funds, and prevents budget overruns. And finally, accounting and auditing. It maintains city accounting systems, oversees inventories of city property, audits and approves all claims before payment, and issues monthly and annual financial reports. And that concludes tonight's presentation on Article 7. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Are there any questions from the council? Thank you. Madam City Clerk?
Madam Mayor, we move to our second presentation for the night, LA County Sanitation District Board, Prop 218, presented by Martha Tremblay.
Yes.
You say it.
Thank you very much. Good evening, council members, mayor. I'm Martha Tremblay. I'm the Assistant General Manager for the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts. Thank you for the opportunity to provide you a brief overview on our proposed wastewater service charge rate increase, our Proposition 218 process. I have a brief presentation and can answer any questions that you have at this time. For a brief background, the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts is a regional agency that provides wastewater and solid waste services to over 5 million people. We're made up of 24 special districts. Each district has its own finances and board of directors, where the board of directors are made up of the mayors of the cities that are part of the district. So these districts don't follow jurisdictional boundaries, so it is possible for a city to be part of 1, 2, or 3 districts. Here, for the city of Compton, you're part of District 1, 2, and number 8, and we appreciate Mayor Sharif's leadership and service in our district's boards. The proposed wastewater service rate increase applies to 17 districts in what we call the Joint Outfall System area. That's the greater Los Angeles area. This system has 7 wastewater treatment facilities. We operate the regional large sewers and the pumping plant. The city typically operates the smaller sewers. We take it on from there. This joint outfall system has 7 wastewater treatment plants. 6 are actually water reclamation plants that produce water for recycling, for industrial purposes. Our largest facility is in the city of Carson, and it's called the Warren facility. Currently, that treats about 250 million gallons of wastewater per day. That water is cleaned and is discharged to the ocean, but we're proposing to change that with the Pure Water Southern California project, which is a partnership with the Metropolitan Water District, and I'll share a little bit more on that. We receive our service charges through the property tax. In January, property owners in the city of Compton would have received a Proposition 218 notice from us. It kind of looks like this. It's got specific parcel information. It provides the property owner what district they're in, what their proposed rate increase is. It provides information in terms of why are we doing this. There's a protest process also, and there's information if you're a low water user that you can get a discount. You can get a rebate from us and get a discount of the 20 to 40%. So I'll share a little bit more on that too. How is your money currently spent? We operate a wastewater collection system, treatment facilities that operate 24 hours a day, 365 days. It's important that these systems be properly operated and maintained, since they protect public health and the environment. We have staff that have to be highly trained and skilled. And, we have these treatment facilities that require equipment, materials, chemicals, all that we've been seeing increased costs, and it is getting more expensive to maintain this infrastructure. Why is a rate increase needed now? The last increase was 4 years ago, and since then, our operating costs have gone up 20%, yet the rate increase only covered 10% of that. Electricity and chemicals, which our facilities use a lot to clean the wastewater, those have been increasing at a higher rate than inflation. We also have aging infrastructure. Our sewers need to be repaired. Our treatment facilities have equipment that needs to be upgraded. And a few years ago, we had a wastewater spill in the city of Carson. And since then, we accelerated repair of the sewers to prevent any sort of sewer overflow from occurring. And we're also planning to start design of additional treatment at the Warren facility that I mentioned in Carson. So what we plan on doing there is treating that water, pre-treating, removing nitrogen from it, and we would then give it to Metropolitan, who would run it by reverse osmosis to produce water, purified water that can be used for groundwater recharge, helping our region be more water resilient. So with these rates, we propose to use to start the design process for that. Now, what is the rate that increase that we're looking at? It's a little bit less than $3 a month over a 5-year period. So specifically for the city of Compton, depending on what district you're parcel in, it could be $2.17 a month or closer to $3 a month. And now each property owner gets specific information for their property. And we're proposing this over a 5-year period. Even with this rate increase, we are still lower than some other agencies that provide similar service. Here, the LACSD, the green bar there, is us. We serve about 5 million people. If you compare the city of Los Angeles, they serve 4 million people. After 1 year of a higher rate, if it's approved, our total wastewater costs on average would be $354 compared to City of Los Angeles residents who are paying over $700 for similar service. Now, we've done everything that we can to minimize the impact of this rate and the amount. We have pursued grants, low interest loans where possible. We're also leveraging long-term debt and then trying to spread out the large capital costs as much as we can. We have done work at our treatment facilities to reduce our energy use and chemical use. And since we are 24 districts working together, our districts already have savings in terms of staff. We have a purchasing power, so it's helpful when buying chemicals and materials. We're able to negotiate discounts. And we do sell some of that recycled water that we create. And part of the wastewater treatment process also involves generating biogas. It's gas that we can actually burn to generate electricity. And our facility in Carson is actually energy self-sufficient because we're generating 20 megawatts of electricity there just by treating wastewater. I mentioned about an opportunity to save money. If you're a low water user, you can contact us and we can walk you through the process. We just need 1 year's worth of water bills or information on your water bill. And then from there, if you're lower than our standard user, you can get a discount from 25% to up to 40%. So this is something very important. We've been getting a lot of calls on this. So what happens if you call, you apply, you just have to do it once. And then from there, the next property tax, you will see that discount on the sanitation district line. Along with property owners and commercial parcels, also industrial users within the Joint Alpha system will also receive a Proposition 218 notice. These are more like large food manufacturing companies, refineries. We charge those properties based on how much water they use and that strength of that flow. So they will also be going through that process. There's about 2,000 of those industrial uses within the Joint Alpha system. So in summary, I've shared a little bit in terms of why this rate increase is necessary to help address aging infrastructure and to help our systems be more reliable. There's an opportunity to save money if you're a low water user. And as part of the Proposition 218 process, we are providing public information and tours and there will be virtual meetings March 19th and April 21st. There will be in-person information meeting and a tour of the Warren facility on April 25th. So I invite you, if you're able to come out, see what we do, how we do it, you're more than welcome to. Each of the district's boards, so for District 1, 2, and 8, which Compton is a part of, the public hearing for that is May 13 at 1:30 in our headquarters, which is Whittier. So from this point on forward, the public can ask questions, can protest, and of course, even on the hearing date when the board considers that, there's still an opportunity to provide input. And with that concludes my presentation. I'm going to leave some flyers if you're interested in that have additional information and the dates. If you get any questions from your constituents about this, please refer them to us. It's our responsibility to address all the concerns from our ratepayers. So with that, I'm available if you have any questions.
First, let me say thank you for coming and thank you for making this presentation. I was looking for someone that could actually get that information from you so you can pass it up to us. So if you could just hold on for a minute, you'll have someone to pick it up from you. But I just wanted to know first, is there any questions from the council in regarding this rate increase?
When do you anticipate that pure water program coming out?
Don't let nobody call.
We just completed the environmental planning phase. The CEQA was just approved by our District 2 board this past month. At this point, we're about to start design, and it would be 10 years by the time, I mean, at the scale, the potential first phase could be 115 million gallons per day. We will try to bring online as soon phases quicker, but if we look at the potential of building 40 miles of pipeline to the San Gabriel Valley, because there is a large groundwater basin that we can use for storage, that's what would take 10 years. But there's a potential for the areas that are closer to receive water sooner.
To the council, before you speak, will you please ask for permissions to make sure that everybody's not trying to speak at the same time? Councilwoman Duhart, I think you had a question.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I noticed that on one of the slides, you said public information meetings, and you say virtual only. I think the first one is on March 19th. But it says Zoom, but I don't see a Zoom phone number so that if anyone in the audience wants to participate, that they could.
And, well, the property owners have that information in their parcel, but I can, yeah, you're right, the specific Zoom number is not there, but I can follow up with your staff and make sure that you have it in case there is a request from any of your constituents.
All right. Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Madam Mayor, just 2 points of clarification, if I may. When you spoke about the rate adjustment, you indicated based on where you may be within the city of Compton, it could be anywhere from 217 to 292. And just for clarity for the public, that's over a 5-year period. So the public need to understand that their bill will not go up that amount at one time. It'll increase over a 5-year time frame to include less than $3.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you consider in the year, it's about $24 for some of the areas, and it's something that's seen in the property tax.
Okay.
It's not in the bills that you send. It's on our end. And council member, I'm going to leave the fact sheets, and in there is a Zoom ID, so you'll have it.
And one other thing you mentioned that you guys were pursuing federal grants. Have you had any luck?
Well, for Pure Water Southern California, we've received close to $200 million in federal and state grants. On the wastewater side, on sewer projects, that funding there's not much available. Historically, we were able to leverage a lot of low-interest loans through the state revolving fund. Since then, those funds have diminished, but we are still looking for opportunities when available.
Thank you so much.
Are there any other questions? Madam City Clerk, do you mind if your assistant get that information?
She plans to. She
No, she's
has to
coming.
get the thing from her.
Okay, she's coming. Just pass that information to her and she will make sure that we receive it, okay?
Thank you.
And thank you again for coming. Madam City Clerk.
Okay, Madam Mayor, we move to our third presentation today, Understanding Your Water Bill, presented by the City of Compton's General Manager for the Water Department, Mr. David Bennett.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, officials, city management team, and citizens. My name is David Bennett. I'm the Water Department's General Manager, and I want to first thank you all for your patience. I know it's been a long time coming. You wanted this presentation, and I'm proud to be able to complete it today. So I'll get into it. It's understanding your water bill, how to read, interpret, and manage your water bill. Why understanding your water bill matters. It helps you track your water usage, prevents unexpected high bills, detects leaks or inefficiencies early. It assists in detection and leaks and plumbing deficiencies within your own plumbing systems. Encourages water conservation, and this helps you cut back on unnecessary usage, and it ensures accurate billing and fair charges. And when I say that, it also helps us with the awareness of things that are not only going on with the meters, but the billing and the software. We did have a couple of software issues that we took care of, so I appreciate your patience on that. How water usage is measured. I've had a few bad assumptions. Some have assumed that 1 unit equated to 1 gallon. And some even assume that 1 unit equated to 100 gallons. It's actually 100 cubic feet of water is 748 gallons. And this is like most departments. This is how we measure water. Also, I wanted to give this example because the difference in how the meter readers record progressively and how we come up with the amount of consumption and usage that you have, I think that was kind of off. So just this example is if the read for October 2025 on your meter is 6 units and the read on your November bill is 11 units, it's cumulative. Your November bill will reflect a usage of 5 units of water consumed. Now I want to get into the actual sections of the bill. Realistically, I wanted to go line by line, go over everything, but I do understand that some of this is mundane and time is of the essence also. So the main sections of your water bill are the owner's name and address, the account information, usage history, water and meter reading summary, sewer charges, other charges, special messages, and then the final summary. And this is your physical bill. So under owner's name and billing address, you have the accountant's name. This is the name of the person or company that has documented ownership of the property or written authorization from the person who has ownership of the property. Just as a reminder, I want to let you know these are the only people who can obtain information on the bill. No one else. It can't be a sibling or a child or a relative. No one. It can only be them. The accountant's address. This is the address of the person or company that has documented ownership of the property. This address is not always the same as the service address, as the owner may be a proprietor to multiple properties. Now this section of the bill, the account information, is the brunt of the bill. You have the service address. This is the physical location that is being billed for the consumption of water. The customer number, which is stated in this section of the bill, is what we all call the account number. This number is a unique identifier used to identify your account and details all financial and service transactions on the account. This next number, the reference number, is a number that a lot of people really have never understood what it is, but this number represents the physical route that a service address is on. Actually, the last 3 digits of this number is what we call the meter route. The number is utilized internally to ascertain the area that is selected for shutoffs and recordation of the meter reader that serviced the area, which helps us to immediately verify possible misreads on the meter. The statement date, that's general moniker is the date the bill is actually processed, which can vary. Now, I will say that some people believe that their statement date is the same every month. It varies 2 to 4 days, sometimes 2 to 5 days. It depends on the meter reader's scheduling. So it's all about when they read the meter and then we get the billing process. Prior month charges. These are all the charges that have accrued on the account prior to the current month. Could be charges that were not completely made from previous past bills. Sometimes you'll have those prior month charges and they'll also occur when partial payments were made on previous bills. Payments received. These are payments that have been made within the last 30 days or the actual billing cycle, the current billing cycle that you're in. And then past due amounts, which would be the same as prior month charges, and looking on the bill. And I like to tell everybody that I do have these printed out here on the table. Sorry I didn't bring them in and I didn't have enough. But if you need a copy of it, you can always email me and I'll send you a soft copy of it. So past due amount, this becomes the prior month charges. The last two items under account information are current charges, and this is your regular billing cycle. The last billing statement date to the current billing statement date, and then your total amount due. This amount represents the total amount a customer owes to date of the current bill, which may include past due charges like the ones reflected on the mock bill that I have here. So now I'll go to usage history. This chart is very important. It displays your usage of water over a 2-year span to aid all customers in getting a visual glimpse of their average usage. This chart also helps to complete a financial and physical analysis as it displays the unit of measure on the left column, and then the month is on the bottom, and then it's color-coded on the side for either year. Again, we measure in 100 cubic feet, so when you're looking at that unit of measure, remember each unit is equivalent to 748 gallons of water. Next, we have water and meter reading summary. I've heard quite a few people ask, what is readiness to serve? Readiness to serve is a fee on utility bills that covers a portion of fixed costs associated with meter reading, billing services, and providing availability to serve customers with with service 24 hours, 365 days a year. So what that means is if you have any issues, albeit water quality, low pressure, you can turn that bill over on the back, call the standby number, and somebody will come out. I guarantee it. I want to go to water usage charge. We are a 2-tier system. That means any usage up to 19 units, you are paying $2.67 per unit. 20 units and above, you're paying $3.10 per unit. Utility users tax, that's something typical in California cities. They charge a 10% tax, but just to let you know, there are 150 cities and 4 counties that have to pay that charge a 10% utility users tax. This tax is imposed by individual cities and counties to generate revenue for municipal services like fire, park, law enforcement, etc. And then last under water and meter reading summary is the water improvement charge, which is CIP. Many don't know what capital improvement project funding is. It's used to enhance infrastructures and services provided by the utility, which include pipeline upgrades, treatment facilities, engineering services, risk assessment, and security measures, which help to ensure reliable and efficient service. You can find any additional information on our CIP that we are charging in the water bills under Ordinance 2182. Next, like the water improvement charge for CIP, we also have sewer improvement CIP. This funding is also utilized to enhance infrastructures, but instead of for water systems or water infrastructures, it's utilized for sewer and storm drain infrastructure, rehabilitation and repair projects, including trunk lines, manholes, and lift stations. For example, we had a collapsed sewer main, I believe, 2 years ago on North Pearl, north of Rosecrans. They replaced the entire sewer main, also did an assessment on Chester Avenue, and then replaced that entire sewer main. So this is what these monies are utilized for. Now I have other charges. So under other charges, late fee. This is a fee that is assessed when a due or past due bill has been exceeded by 21 days. So with this, you have a due date on your bill. 21 calendar days after that due date, if the bill isn't paid, then there's a late fee assessed. I will tell you that if on that calendar day it falls on a Thursday or a holiday, it will be moved to the next business day. So if the late fee falls or that 21 days falls on a Thursday, then the following business day, which would be a Monday. If the Monday is a holiday, then it will be moved to Tuesday. So you get those additional days to pay your bill so that you're not assessed the late fee. Adjustments. These display charges for shutoff or any billing credits to your account. I know we had an issue in October where a constituent said it's displaying the late fee on the adjustments and adjustments on the late fee. We called the vendor and I got it repaired. So now it's displaying correctly. And then miscellaneous fees currently only reflect additional waste containers. So if you need additional waste containers, then there will be a reflection of that additional fee here on this portion of your bill under other charges. This was my mock bill. This is what a regular water bill looks like. And those were all of the sections that I discussed in this presentation. Now, just a couple of more things. Common reasons for high water bills. Undetected water leaks, toilets, irrigation systems, faucets, these cause high water bills. Seasonal changes, pools, gardening, water activities, increased household occupancy, that's very common. Faulty meter readings or estimation errors. If you guys feel like this is occurring, call the water department immediately so that we can vet the situation, either change out the meter or do a leak detection test via the meter. And then another tip, again, please track that usage history, that chart on your bill. That'll help. A lot of times people will show me their bill and say, oh, my bill went up, and I see the usage history shows it on the chart, but then they never asked us to do a leak detection or anything. We're here to serve you. So make sure you let us know so we can take care of you. Okay, way to check for leaks. You monitor your meter when no water is running. If it moves, then there's a possible leak. Another way to check for leaks, you check toilets for leaks using the food coloring test. You can put food droplets in your toilet tank and then they will leak through because the flush valve is not holding the water. And sometimes you'll hear it running every now and then. And you look for damp spots in the yard. This is on a dry day, there's no way you should have a damp spot in your yard. If it's been dry and you have this damp spot, that's going to cost you money. And then in the long run, that pipe is going to break loose, and then it's going to be even more money. And then again, compare usage to previous months. If you've been paying $60 a month, and then now it's $400 a month, you have a plumbing issue. Call us, let us do a leak detection test on your system. Okay, this fact sheet, which was actually more of a Q&A, this actually answers some of the questions that were raised during an October council meeting. I know when I first came on interim, we had some issues, and I just wanted to address these. I've already discussed with you the late fee amounts, posting next to adjustments. This was due to a system error created due to the software update for SB 998 in our billing software. Our software, Springbrook, was alerted, our vendor was alerted, and we corrected the error December 8, 2025. Another issue was, you had asked when is a late fee applied to your account. That's 21 days, but I also want to tell you the system recognizes if your bill is $15 or less, then it will recognize not to give you a late fee. So only if it's $15 or more will you be assessed an actual late fee. And then why did the back of the past due notice, which, sorry, I didn't bring it on screen, but why did the back of the past due notice reflect fees that were different than our master fee schedule increase of 5/16/2023 for ordinance 2345? It was because that billing page, it had old information on it. I reached out to InfoSend, which is the company that we get the bills from, and they made the correction on 1/7/26. So going forward, you guys should see the correct information on all the back of your bills, and if you have any issues, don't hesitate to come up to the water department and let us know, or call, let me know, email, and we'll take care of it immediately. The last thing I want to go over is payment options. You can pay by mail, in person, at the drop box, via the telephone system, or online. But hopefully, we're doing what's called a migration to our billing system, and we believe that soon you'll be able to do bill pay. You can set up bill pay finally. I've had a couple of software engineers that have emailed me and Mayor Sharif, and I believe we're en route to getting that taken care of. That concludes my presentation. I really thank you guys for your time and patience. And do you have any questions?
Excuse me. Any questions from the council?
Yeah,
Councilman Bowers?
I got a few questions for you.
Okay.
You said, no, you couldn't give information unless it was the owner
Yes.
regarding the water bill?
Yes.
So what happens when that person dies?
And you mean if that person passes away and the account is
And a
ongoing?
family member needs to do some sort of transaction or something?
They'll have to close the account and start up a new account, their own account. And I have seen that a lot, but unfortunately, if the bill is past due or the service ends up closed, and then they just try and come in and start it up under the same name, they won't be able to. They'll have to start up their own accounting, show proof of residency or ownership of the property in order to do it.
Okay, the other question is,
Councilmember, before you go further, the other thing to add to that, in a situation like that, you can also come in with a death certificate or something showing that you are responsible for the estate. And if you do that, they will address it.
thank you. The other thing is, with this presentation, shouldn't Liberty Water be here as well? Because many people in the city have Liberty, so this doesn't necessarily apply to them.
That's correct. our billing system may be different.
I'm saying the Liberty representative should have been here. He basically doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, in saying that, to be honest, there are even, I believe, 3 other water purveyors also. So, I mean, if the council would prefer, I could reach out to them and ask them to also come.
I think it would be fitting. The other question, when will the water and sewer bonds that were passed under the past administration, when will that fall off the water bill?
I'm not sure, but I believe the year was 1939. I have to look in the ordinance and the documents, but I believe it's 1939. I mean, 2039. Should have been fell off.
I'm like, it should have been off a long time ago. Why we paying this? Okay,
2039.
2039.
And since water improvements hadn't been done for a number of years, how much was collected and where are we now?
I can only tell you that with the distribution system, we've rehabbed a total of 70% of the distribution system. As far as our wells, as you know, we're rehabbing all of them. We're in the 90 percentile right now, rehabbing the wells. So in a sense of percentage, I can tell you that, but as far as how much is collected, I will have to ask the financial analyst to give me that information.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Sure. Going back to where you said only the owner can have access to the water bill. In the event we have senior citizens that have a hard time taking care of their own bill, like I have an aunt that's 95 years old and often I might come in and pay her bill. How does that work going forward?
Could you repeat that?
For a senior citizen that wants a grandson, a relative to take care of their bill, to call to check the status of their bill, is there anything that we can do on our end to ensure that that can happen?
Yes, that person can sign a letter of authorization, and then they can assist them. Just like if you own a property and you move out of the property but rent the property and you no longer want to take care of the bill, you can sign a letter of authorization authorizing your tenants to get their own account and do their own, handle their billing within the account. But they can do a letter of authorization. Normally that works when it's, if they also would include like medical information that they could provide to the account that we could put on file, and we do take that into account.
Okay. Also, as it relates to the late fees, are those late fees applied if only a partial payment is made the month prior to?
Yeah, if it's $15 or more, if you make a partial payment and it's still $15 or more past due, after 21 days, the late fee applies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in your presentation, you had common reasons for high water bills. Are we including that as an attachment to the water bills to let our residents know these are reasons why your water bill could be high?
I don't believe it's in the mailer, but I know it's posted online, but.
I'd like to request that we put it in the mail as well.
Okay.
And you also said that residents can email you to contact you if they have any information.
Yes.
And maybe I missed it.
It's not up there.
Okay.
It's not up there. My name is David Bennett, dbennett@comptoncity.org. D. Bennett. Next week I'll pass out business cards to everybody in here. If you have any issues, I'm here to serve.
And lastly, you said that there was an issue with the consistency in the statement date. Do we have any plans to be consistent as it relates to the statement date? Or is that always going to be?
It will always be, without having a what's called a cellular system, it will always waver 2 to 4 business days. Because different I guess, months. Some months are 30 days, some are 31 days, but then we have meter readers that might get behind. Weather might slow them down, and normally they read on the 5th and they end up reading on the 7th. So that's the variance in days. That's what causes it to kind of not always be the same day. But with a cellular system, which we are getting with our vaults, all of our vault meters, those will be read on an exact date that we set.
Okay, so right now, as of right now, we won't be able to be consistent on the statement date. How does that affect our residents?
Well, I guess sometimes the only thing it will do is it will give them additional days to pay their bill because it will normally push it forward. We will never read it early because we have a schedule to read the bill, but we never read it prior to that schedule. So sometimes we might read it 2 days later than scheduled or 3 days later than scheduled, which means the statement date gets pushed up. But now when it comes to bill pay, now that might affect the situation because with bill pay, you schedule a date to pay the bill. So we're going to work out the kinks when we get this bill pay and the migration, but those are a couple of ways that it would affect the constituents.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Councilwoman Darden?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Bennett, so if you have a married couple and both names are on the home, but both names are not on the bill, can one add the spouse to the account so that if there's an issue when the spouse calls in, you'll be able to provide them information without getting a new account or getting starting the process all over again?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do
Okay.
that. That's no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Darden?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just would like to say thank you for this presentation. I've been asking for it a long time so that we can be transparent with our residents. So I'm just happy to see you do, and you've done an excellent job. Thank you for providing all the information. But I do have one concern. Now, we have not had a water rate increase, I believe, since 2011. However, all our bills from Water Replenishment District, Metropolitan Water District, they have increased a lot. And we know that our infrastructure is aging, so at some point, unfortunately, residents, we're going to have to raise the water rates. Like I say, it's
Now,
not...
Councilwoman Darden, you could have just said off of
So 2011, is that correct, when the last time we raised the water bills?
Excuse me. Yes.
Yes.
2011?
2011 was the last time we had a water rate increase.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for an excellent presentation.
Thank you.
Now, I have a question, but it's geared in a different way.
Okay.
How many meter readers do we actually have in the city?
How many
Yes.
meters?
Reader meters.
Meter readers?
Meter readers.
We have 4. 3 consistently read. 1 does like work orders, meter verifications. When they do what they call split routes, when it's an enormous meter route, then he'll do half and want to do half. So we have 4 total meter readers, 3 that consistently read, and the other one completes work orders under their job spec.
Okay, thank you. I know you mentioned about, as a matter of fact, some mistakes in everything in regards to reading the meters. I was just wondering what type of training are they being provided at this time when it comes to going to reading those meters, learning if there's something additional they need to know, or what type of training are they being provided?
Yes, I've started a bit of hands-on training with them, and I've also sent them to some seminars because in the fourth week of the month, that's when we do the majority of our billing. So they have about 3 days at the end of the month, and we've been sending them out for training. And I've been doing, again, a lot of hands-on work with them, especially when they're reading large developments or what we call the vault book, which is for large commercial businesses and industrial businesses.
Okay, thank you. That's one of the questions I was had a concern about. But also, I really want to thank you because for the bill pay system, I believe that is something that I've been waiting for this to happen for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And so hopefully that would make things a lot more efficient as far as the city and how things are being done. So I really appreciate you doing that.
You got it.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam City Clerk?
Madam Mayor, now we move to public comments on agenda items and non-agenda matters.
Thank you. We have about, I'm going to allow 2 minutes each for the speakers to come and speak. So our first speaker is Gazelle. The first speaker is Gazelle. Gazelle, you have 2 minutes.
You gotta press the button.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Giselle Zaragoza, and I'm a community health worker at the Harbor UCLA Medical Center. I represent the South LA CPR initiative, and I've been here before, but we're a community-driven initiative focused on improving cardiac arrest survival rates in Compton. And so this is knowledge that, every resident should have and feel confident using. And so we've been hosting CPR sessions in Compton in English, and now we're doing this in Spanish as well. But if you or someone you love want to know how to do CPR and use an AED, please come to our free CPR and AED training in English this Saturday in Compton at the Dollarhead Community Center from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you're interested, you can go ahead and take a flyer up in front to get signed up. And for those watching at home, follow us on Instagram at South LA CPR Initiative, and you can get signed up. Thank you for your time. And I'll be doing this in Spanish pretty briefly. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Giselle y soy trabajadora de salud. Y aquí estoy trabajando en el Centro Médico Harbor UCLA. Y somos una iniciativa de la comunitaria que trabaja para mejorar la supervivencia de personas con paro cardíaco. Queremos que más residentes aprendan RCP, especialmente en la comunidad de Compton. Si usted o alguien que conoce quiere aprender RCP y cómo usar un AED para ayudar a salvar la vida de un ser querido, venga a nuestra clase gratis de RCP en español este domingo en Compton a las 1:30 de la tarde a las 3 de la tarde. Y habrá comida y cuidado de niños. Y para las personas que están viendo de su casa, síguenos en Instagram a South LA CPR Initiative para inscribirse y también pueden hablar conmigo. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Miller Martin. Abril. Oh, Mr. Martin. I'm sorry, I didn't see you back there. Mr. Martin? There you go.
Well, too sophisticated for me. Good evening, panel. Good evening, Mayor, council people, city clerk. I'm just here to express, I did put in for the Olympic Committee, but apparently I'm not qualified to be on that committee, even though I have over 25 years of entertainment experience and also a radio DJ. I wanted to bring a high-profile entertainment to the city so we can attract outside traffic to come here and spend their money in our fair city. But apparently, it seems like we don't want to go that direction because it seemed like nothing happened for the All-Star weekend that Compton took advantage of. And we probably lost millions of dollars on that note. I hope that you guys have in your heart as council to check my application out again, what I put in about a month ago. And I had heard nothing from nobody what is going to transpire with me. So on that note, I hope that you guys decide to go in my direction so I can bring in some high-profile entertainment as well as traffic that will come to our fair city this coming next year. Because I'm not trying to do it just for the Olympics. I'm trying to do this for a long time and continue to have a lot of people at our shopping mall spending money with our businesses so they won't be complaining about they're not making no money within their in their business. So on that note, that's good. And, oh, one more thing for Duhart, I need you to check out again because I called Public Works to cut some bush that is 8 feet high that's going across the sidewalk on Stockwell. You got to walk.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you. I am sometimes lost. I just noticed that our face is not there.
State your name, please.
Abril Villanueva, District 2. Thank you. Well, I'm here because I want to request a town hall meeting for the city to explain what happened in District 2 during the 2021 elections and to discuss the new information that the voter fraud charges were dismissed. As voter and residents in District 2, we deserve answers, clarity, and restore trust in our election system as we head back into the polls. I would also like to request, I don't know who's the appropriate person for this, but clarification in the distinction between a city council social media page and a personal account page to ensure that there's clear separation between official communication and private posts from our city council officials about what is happening in our district. I think it's very important because I feel the line has been crossed. And it would be great if you could bring that clarification because, you know, one of the biggest things that I hear is about civic engagement and trust and our voter process. And it seems like there's a lot of work to be done there. I know the city manager has a lot of things in his, that he has to tackle. But I also understand that he doesn't need our votes. You guys do. And so I hope that you guys work on that if he doesn't have the time to elect someone or put someone there, the people that come and do our Know Your Charter, to bring some clarification. It's important. You need people to come out. And as we saw recently, the 2021, it only took one vote. And we're still asking for the court order that was originally issued. Please treat our elections fairly. Please respect our votes. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Hortensia.
Good evening, Council. My name is Hortensia Rodriguez, and I'm from District 3. So I'm here for the Compton parking permit follow-up from the Richland Farms. When do you consider getting the citywide study, is my question. And then I would like for you to take into consideration that this parking regulation will affect the study and will be biased, since the change was already implemented to our community of the Richland Farms prior and will not be fair for the Richland Farms community. So with this being said, to prevent altering the study's conclusion in the city of Compton at this time, there should be no active restrictions until further thoroughly assessed. And the purpose of this parking permit was to avoid other violations, and the city should consider implementing a direct hotline for code enforcement to address and cite violations. That is their job and has not been up to par. This Preferred parking for the city of Compton is supposed to affect the entire city, but the residents are not fully aware of this agenda. They don't know about it yet, but you are supposed to roll it out complete citywide. Have you considered the impact this will contribute? And at this time, only Richland Farms is the pilot, and many residents are not agreeing to that restriction. And this is 20 years old and not necessarily the same needs that we have now as they were before. This will be a much bigger issue later on, impacting the whole city and the community once they are aware. And this ordinance does have a taxing resident fee to get the city of Compton out of debt, perhaps, because, for example, with my ADU permit, I registered it. The whole home requires now an LLC, which is a business license, then adds taxes to my ADU, plus the property taxes, and then that will total up to over 30% more of my taxes. And then now parking fees, parties are limited, bonus ticketing on the streets. Again, where's all this revenue going? So my question is what is a true problem? Like, what is the reason for this parking permit? And are you trying to accomplish other goals with this?
Thank you. The next speaker is Krista Gutierrez.
Good evening, Council. My name is Crystal. I live in Richland Farms. A few weeks ago, I was here telling you that I agreed to the parking program as long as you made it better for the community of Richland Farms. Today, I stand here to ask for the termination of this parking program. It's been weeks that the community of Richland Farms had been here asking for a change, and nothing has been done. The majority of the community has been affected by this situation in many ways, like paying for parking tickets even though they're having their parking permit on their vehicle, paying for family gatherings like birthdays, baptisms, and so on, paying for temporary parking permits weekly for family members that live in their home. This program is not making any sense since day one. When we went to the meeting, and none of our questions had answers. You cannot throw a program out there that you have no control over. Your rules and regulations are unfair for the community. I have my 11-year-old daughter asking me every Tuesday when I get home, "Mom, am I having a birthday party?" Not only are you trying to control our neighborhood, but you are trying to break a tradition in my home. From having family over to help us sing our children the happy birthday song, breaking the piñatas, and putting together candy bags for our children, and cutting the cake and sharing with our loved ones. The worst part of it is that you're creating a trauma for my daughter. So at this point, I'm frustrated, angry, and disappointed. And as a community resident, I am demanding the termination of this parking program.
Ms. Pauline Brown.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, Council, and the City Manager, City Clerk, and the residents of the beautiful city of Compton. I'm here to give an overview of the impact of the Compton 125 Historical Society from 2013 until present. The Compton 125 Historical Society was formally established in 2014 as a springboard from the Compton 125 project in 2013, a citywide commemoration that evolved into a permanent commitment to preservation. For over 13 years, we have operated not simply as an exhibit-based organization, but as a structural, archival, and preservation body committed to safeguarding Compton's documented historical record.
Our work includes archival collection and preservation, oral history documentation, Spirit of Compton tours, active for over 10 years, the monthly Voices of Compton, Real People, Real Stories, Real History, and speaker series, traveling exhibits rooted in documented materials, recognition of civic and educational leaders. We have maintained consistent governance, structured leadership, and uninterrupted programming since 2014. After more than a decade of our active service, we are advancing plans to build permanent home for the society and its living history. A facility that will provide climate-controlled archives, research space, immersive educational exhibits.
Mr. Charles, Reverend Charles Brown.
Good evening to the mayor, council, our city manager, and to our wonderful citizens of the city of Compton. My name is Reverend Brown. I'm so blessed and honored to be president of the Compton 125 Historical Society. First, I want to thank the mayor and Councilwoman Duhart for your presence in our wonderful Black History celebration on this past Saturday at the Historical Park. Used to be Christie Park, but is now Gonzalez Park. We so thank you for your presence and your participation. We had wonderful children and a lot of people came out. It was a blast from the past. So I want to thank you. And then also I'm concerned about an item that should have been on the agenda today in regards to some historical property that we have obtained that was originally at the Heritage House. And we want to make sure you guys, the council approves that, where we can get it out of our storage and pick it up from Cal State, not Cal State, at Northridge Historical Society. So, but anyway, and also I want to bring to the council attention to please, the Historical Society would love to collaborate with this council on making sure we have a city preservation ordinance. I mean, it's long overdue. I've brought to this a few people on the council, I'm not going to name no names.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. That's our Reverend Brown. Thank you. The next speaker is Maria Villarreal.
Buenas noches, María Villarreal, District 1, alcaldesa y concejales. As the president of the Compton Latino Chamber of Commerce, I strongly believe it is important that each council member host a business round table in their district. Our chamber represents hardworking business owners who are deeply invested in the success of our city. They create jobs, serve families, and contribute to Compton economic growth. However, many business owners express their need of clear communication, direct access to leadership, and timely answer the issues that impact the daily operation. Quarterly business roundtable will create a structure and consistent space for open dialogue. They will allow council members to hear their concerns firsthand, provide updates, clarified policies, and work collaborating towards the solutions. When business feels heard, they support, they are empowered to drive. And when they drive, Compton's drive. The Chamber stands ready to collaborate with helping facilitate and promote these roundtables, ensure strong participation and meaningful outcome in our local economic. Thank you.
Patricia Gonzalez.
Good evening, Mayor and council members and community. I'm Patricia Gonzalez, the Vice President of the Compton Latino Chamber of Commerce. I want to address a question that has come up in our community. Question is, why don't all chambers work together? The answer is simple, we are open to it. We welcome an open and respectful discussion about how we can collaborate, whether it's supporting grand openings, hosting business mixers, sharing resources, showing up for major community initiatives. Collaboration does not mean competition. It does not mean taking credit from one another. It does not diminish any work. Support is mutual. When chambers collaborate, our businesses benefit. When our business benefit, our residents benefit. And when residents see unity, they gain confidence in the leadership serving them. Our goal has always been to serve equally, uplift collectively, and strengthen our local economy together. The Compton Latino Chamber of Commerce stands ready to have that conversation openly, respectfully, and with the best interests of our entire community at heart. Because unity is not weakness, it is leadership. If I have some time, I also want to share our March events. March 7th, we will do a business site survey. March 12th, we would have a new art of living presentation at 6 p.m. March 17, we will have a membership drive at 10 a.m. March 18, a community meeting at 6 p.m. March 19, we will have a Know Your Rights workshop at 6 p.m. with all 4 kids and Chirla. March 23rd, also another new art of living presentation.
Sheila, the next speaker is Sheila.
Sheila Smith, District 1. I'm here to talk about the parking permits. I truly cannot wait till it comes to District 1. I would love to come home one day, not find cars that don't live in my house, parked in front of my house or on the side of my house. What I do disagree with is the limiting people on how many parties that they can have for their kids or what they're going to do for their neighborhood, whether it's a block party or anything else. But I cannot wait for the parking permits to come to my district. I've come out my driveway, pulled up, opened up my garage door. There's a car parked across my driveway. Don't know who it belongs to, but they're illegally parked. Don't live in the neighborhood. I'm tempted to pay and have my whole street painted blue for handicap parking to keep people from parking in front of my house or on the side of my house, because I would love to have company at my house, and I cannot.
Jose Marquez.
Good evening, members of the council, city mayor. I'm here to ask for transparency. I know that you guys probably gonna set up a workshop. We haven't heard anything about it. You guys need to let us know as soon as possible so we can get the community. Like the lady said, they want, the parking might work for another places. Our streets are ghosts. They're a ghost towns, you know? But I'm not gonna talk too much about that. I'm gonna talk about, elections are coming soon. Spicer, Mayor, you guys need to work with the community, work for the community, because we are the ones who made you there. Thank you, Mr. Bauer. You've been helping out. You've been getting involved. And I found out that you're a true counsel. You're honest. I like honesty. You know what? I hope my time doesn't run out. When I grew up, my mom taught me how to be an honest person. That's why I am the person I am. I made a lot of money in the past, and I always made money, but money doesn't make you. You gotta be honest. You gotta be a true person. I have people that come over here and they want to unite. I want to unite with them. We want to make this city better. And you guys need to start listening to us, because we're the ones who put you there. And you guys forget, because you guys already have the power, but we are going to remove you guys. And trust me, you see this? When I started here, it was just me by myself. Now I have a whole people, and everybody wants a change.
The next speaker is Erica. Excuse me. He had an opportunity to speak. Now we allow someone else to speak. Thank you. The next speaker is Erica.
Evening, Mayor and council people and residents of Compton. This is my first time here. My name is Erica Pinedo. I'm from District 4. We've had a lot of concerns. Maybe I'm the only one here from District 4, but we have a lot of potholes. Our sidewalks, our kids can't even walk because they're tripping on sidewalk dips maybe bigger than 4 feet, 3 feet in to the sidewalks. We've had these sidewalks damaged for maybe about, I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I've never been up in front. So it's become a real problem. We've had a lot of homeless people on our block being menaces, breaking our vehicle windows, breaking into our cars. Not only that, our children can't come outside because they're half naked, running up and down the street. And then we're getting this 24/7 a day, code enforcement, whatever it is that you guys are implementing or whoever's implementing it. And it's got a lot to do with parking from people that are around our area of North Spring. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. We have so many apartments, we have churches, we have a mortuary on the corner, so parking is kind of limited, especially to people who don't live within the block or within the next of Elm. We also have elderly people on North Spring that have a sidewalk with the handicap cracked. The things are no longer good. They've been like that for over 3-4 years. Like I said, our sidewalks, the same thing. We get people come in from the city to fill potholes that takes maybe 6 to 7 people to do one pothole that lasts maybe 2 months with the rain, lift up, you know? So that's kind of our concern right now.
And the next speaker is Mr. Floyd Smith. You have to push the button.
This one? Right now? Okay. For the record, good evening, Madam Mayor and council member and the community. My name is Floyd Smith, and I represent a resident of the Midland Park community in East Compton, located in Tract 4828. I'm here tonight because our community was not invited to the Habitat Health and Kaiser open house held on February 28th at 10:05 East Rosecrans. The event was advertised as a community open house for seniors, yet none of the seniors or family who actually live in Midland Park was not notified, even though the facility sits inside our tract and directly affect our neighborhood. At the same time, Madam Mayor and 2 city council members and several commissions was invited and toured the facility days before the public event. On the day of the open house, I personally saw commission present, but not a single Midland Park resident. We want to understand why the closest community to the project was excluded from an event that was supposed to include us. My second concern is the oversaturation of medical facility being placed within a quarter mile in East Compton. We now have clinics on Murray and Long Beach Boulevard. 1, my place. 2, Long Beach and Compton Boulevard next to the closed Rite Aid. 3, St. John on Long Beach and Rosecrans. 4, Tract 4828 Habitat and Kaiser facility on 1005 East Rosecrans. 5, Mayo Clinic Chester and Rosecrans affiliated present. All of this is concentrated in District 2, while other parts of the city do not have the level of clustering. Our community has not been asked for input or include in planning decision. Tonight, I respectfully requesting an explanation for why Midland Park resident was not invited to the February.
Mr. Smith. The next speaker is Sidney Smith.
My name is Sidney Smith. I'm taking over Floyd's thing. Tonight, I respectively requested an explanation for why Midland Park resident was not invited to the February 28 event, a dedicated community meeting for Midland Park resident with Habitat, Kaiser, and city leadership. A review of why so many medical centers are being placed in one small area without community engagement. A commitment that future development in Tract 4828 includes direct notification to the resident who live there. Thank you for your time and look forward to being included in decisions that affects our neighborhood. Thank you.
Shelby and Janice Jones.
Good afternoon, Council. I'm Janice Jones. My husband and I are both here. We are proud homeowners in Richland Farms and have been since 1996. We wanted to make it known that we are in absolute favor of the parking permit program. Our city looks more organized. It's very clean now. The parking rules also help to regulate how many parties a person can have, which kind of limits the traffic and also decreases the noise. We have neighbors in our area. They have many cars, and on any given day, They got 2 cars in front of our house, 2 in front of their house, 2 in front of, just all up and down the street. We don't think that's fair. And it looks really kind of crowded and junky. Sometimes people leave trash where they park. Like after parties, we see trash on the grounds. The biggest thing, my husband for many years had to ask the neighbors to move their cars so we could put our trash out. We shouldn't have to do that. And then even now, we have to wait until they move the car. We might want to put our trash out early during the day. So basically, we just want to say we're very much in favor of the parking program. We love it. We think it's a good thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Sanchez Hall.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Magali Sanchez Hall. My name is Magali Sanchez Hall, and I'm here to introduce myself to you. I'm running for Assembly District 65. I'm the only Latina inmigrante que está corriendo para la posición de la Asamblea del Distrito 65 que representa Canton. Así que I'm right here, very happy. I'm hearing you, I'm listening to you. Estoy escuchándolos, estoy oyéndolos. A todos, incluyendo a ustedes, everyone. I'm listening to you, I'm listening to them, and I just wanted to say I'm looking forward in working with you together in the near future. Thank you.
Mark Carlos. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, council members, city manager, city clerk, and the residents of the city of Compton. My name is Mark Carlos. I represent District 3. I'm a resident of District 3. I've been there for about 35 years now. I am the volunteer and student program coordinator for the Compton Junior Equestrians. It's an equine equestrian program that utilizes horsemanship to go ahead and build strong individuals within the city of Compton. I'm here to tell you guys that, the parking situation is pretty intense. Again, this is about the 4th time since I've been there that you guys have been around. And to be honest, it's getting shorter and shorter. The fact that it's actually a pilot program and that fact that the residents weren't able to even vote about that is kind of suspect. Definitely enforcement should always be utilized in a way that is efficient for the residents. If it's only affecting one particular portion or neighborhood, then it really is a biased situation. The moment we start implementing it across to everyone, it's going to be a NIMBY, not in my backyard kind of situation, because people say they enforce it, but the moment they start having their residents and their family members over, they're not going to like it because they're limited to a certain amount. Before the program was available, it was something where it was like you get 2 parties a year for about 5 visitor passes. Now it's 2 parties a year, 2 visitors passes, and how are you guys gonna implement that? One of the ladies made a perfect point. You guys are depriving people of family communities. You guys are depriving people of actually having that, let people come over and enjoy what they have, their residents. So hopefully you guys can go ahead and put it on the ballot so that we can actually vote on it, because at the end of the day, not being able to vote is taken away from our rights.
Our last speaker, not the last speaker, but Bishop Gilroy.
Madam Mayor and City Council, I could say something, but I'm not. This is your district, and they seem to be very pleased with you. They're very pleased with you.
Excuse me.
I think that in a democracy where you have respect, when you get up and you say something, you listen to the other people. You don't let your phone ring and talk over the people. You have your opportunity to speak. Respectfully, when the council has its comments, we've already spoken and we're not able to rebuttal. So when I walk out the door and a council person says something after I've said what I said, it makes me think that, you might want to have a one-on-one debate so we can discuss what you've done and what you haven't done. These people are upset because their parking is a problem, yet you've been a good, honest politician for the last 4 years. There are people coming up here talking about Galvan got his case overturned. What about David Blake, who is in prison for 15 years to life for working for a council member and doing work after hours at a place that he wasn't supposed to be? We're talking about an election that's over, the term is now over, and the man is running for another seat. If we're gonna be fair, let's be fair. But don't throw rocks and then hide your hands. Because I don't care. I say let the voters decide. Let the voters decide. And if the voters get to decide, then they get to say. We all have a culture. We're standing on a culture of people right now. But if we're going to stand on a culture, let that culture be for everybody. And everybody, as you've heard, now, because there's some people on this side that like what the city is doing. You can't have it both ways. If you say you want it to be fair, if there are people that have went through the system and they say they don't want anybody to park in front of their driveway, then sit down at the table and discuss it with your honest council person and let him go through the procedures to make it fair. That's all I'm saying.
Madam City, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak that didn't have an opportunity? If so, please come to the mic. I would have been to the list.
Good evening. My name is Marjorie Shipp, Mr. City Manager, Mayor Sharif, and the entire council. I am a 65-year resident of Richlands Farm. 65. And I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is not a race thing for me. It's a quality of life. Okay, kids can't walk to school and walk on the side of the street. They have to walk in the middle of the street. Mamas walking their kids to school, babies in the stroller, walking in the middle of the street. That's not the quality of life that we should have in Richlands Farm or anywhere else in Compton. If we have over 400 residents that signed to get their parking permit, what is the issue? Why are we having this discussion? If you're going to implement it, implement it. If you need to tweak it later, tweak it. Because as this lady said before me, the quality of life has improved. Has improved a lot. People are conforming to what you want them to do. We are living in a lawless community. Loud parties, cockfights, milk sale, all of those are illegal. Now, I'm going to let you know, if you do tweak it, but don't tweak it to where we can't have a quality of life. It is totally ridiculous. If 400 people signed for the permit parking, what is the issue? What is the issue? There are codes on the book to live by and laws. And if you
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Marta Barajas, and I do reside in District 1. I've been absent for a minute for personal reasons. I like my peace, so now that that person is gone, I'm back. This is, we've been, United Hands, I run the organization with a great team of volunteers. It's called United Hands, and we're located at 139th Street in Wilmington. Mr. Tony Ward should bring his tail over here so I can see his face, because he has a personal agenda with me. This ticket issues that I've been receiving, I spoke to the previous city manager, I spoke to Mr. Hopkins about us being allowed to park the truck at that location because it's convenient for us. It doesn't bother nobody. That truck doesn't bother nobody. We get a lot of tickets, and this is one of the tickets I received. It's a personal agenda with Mr. Ward. This is one ticket, and one ticket is 3. This is another ticket, and it's 2 tickets in one. These tickets are almost $2,000. He is killing my pockets. Now, the truck did have expired tags from last year. They stole the truck and they took the catalytic converter. It's just a lot of money. I can't afford it. We serve this community. We want to continue to serve this community, but with all these tickets, I can't do it. We can't. There's organizations that have nonprofits here in Compton. You guys give them a building for $1. Parking and everything. And what do? I'm not here to blame others for this truck, but can we just be fair across the board?
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Brenda Castellon, and I am back once again to address the current parking ordinance in Richland Farms. There remains significant confusion amongst both council and the residents regarding the details of this ordinance. To assist, I have provided copies of the ordinance alongside the information that was distributed to our homes. It is vital that the council and the city manager fully understand the materials being handed out to our community. I am requesting that you terminate the enforcement of the ordinance until the second town hall meeting is held and both parties come to an agreement. It is essential that the community's concerns are heard and addressed. Additionally, I want to request data on how many homes are affected by this ordinance and how many have applied for the permits. Please note that many residents have applied for the permits, did so only to avoid receiving citations, not because they agree with the ordinance. The community has gathered a petition with the majority signatures in favor of termination the parking ordinance that will be submitted soon. You guys are violating our First Amendment rights to gather with our others for social, religious, or political purposes as long as we do not violate safety laws such as extreme noise or occupancy limits. I urge you to do your job and listen to the community and find more logical solutions to keep this parking ordinance that seems very unfair, and ask immediate termination until the city hires a consultant and proper assessments has been done. We need solutions for this as soon as possible. Here is 6 copies for all 6 of you. You guys please read it. I took my time to print this out.
First District, Tanya Lewis in. First District, Duhart, you can bring the permits to First District as soon as possible. I don't have a problem with it, okay? So work on that. Bring the parking permits to First District, okay? Another thing, I need to know what's going on with the water wells. We were talking about water this evening, but it came to me. I haven't heard anything about the water wells. Didn't we give out some money last year to continue working on the water wells? So, Mayor, you running for election again? You need to be trying to see where the money's going and the conditions of the water wells, okay? We need to do that immediately. Before you out of office, we need to know where this money is and the conditions. Another thing, Jonathan, can you explain to me on Wilmington and Greenleaf, which we all know the streets were tore up about 3 weeks ago. But there's a camera up there, a little white camera. I would like to know, even 2 years ago, we had a presentation about these cameras, how you could see the person in the car doing all the little going around in the street, how we was gonna get the license plate, charge them, tow the car and all that. What is happening with the cameras? Did we ever get these cameras? Are they working? Because we also was gonna hire some people to look at the cameras. Whatever happened to that? We're giving out money, but we don't know what's happening. Okay, so Jonathan, is that light working on? Are you going to answer the question for me?
Mr. City Manager, can you address the camera issue, please?
Mr. City Manager, the camera system, I think they talked about the water wells. I think if we did, there was something on the agenda last week, I believe about the wells, the water wells.
When Mr. Bennett made his presentation, I do believe he stated that he gave a percentage of completion, but in about 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a year in review, and we're going to cover all that information in that presentation.
Okay, thank you.
And you were going to mention the camera status, Mr. Hopkins? It was for...
Good evening, Council. My name is Daniel Zepeda. I'm just talking about the parking ordinance in Richland Farms. Earlier today, you guys brought somebody from the Water Department to do a great presentation to answer everybody's questions and concerns regarding water usage. That's the same kind of presentation we need with the parking ordinance. You guys need to do a case study. You guys need to make sure how it's going to affect the community, positive and negative, and nothing has been done. There is other residents complaining about people parking in front of their house. It's a public street. It's legal to do so, as long as you pay your tax. Now, if you park in somebody's driveway, then call the police so it could get it towed. I agree with you, that's illegal, and they shouldn't be doing that. But back to the parking ordinance, we all need to work together. There needs to be a presentation. There needs to be a case study. If people don't know, you're getting charged $100 per party, 2 parties per year, 20 vehicles only. If you're a property owner, you decide to rent it, you need to register your property under an LLC, and then you're gonna get taxed even more. So come on, it's gonna bring chaos to the entire city of Compton if you guys decide to pursue it to the entire city. So I hope you guys consider this. Let's come to an agreement, let's do that workshop, and let's just hire the proper consultation so we could fix this problem. Thank you.
Mr. Press the button.
Press the button.
There you go.
Yes.
This is for you.
State your name, please.
My name is Nathaniel Bryan. I live at 726 West Bennett. And the parking problems, it ain't hard like they saying it is. It's really, you should come out, y'all should come out and walk the streets over there and see before y'all implement that, because I've been in Richland Farms for 62 years. And this problem keep on coming back. There's a lot of rights that y'all doing is violating people's rights. Because you just like you don't even own your property over there. You can't do nothing. If it ain't one thing, it's another. So you, Mr. Bowles, you should come over there and try to put the help down. And Spicer, you running for mayor.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and City Council. My name is Jose Zaragoza. I'm here again representing my parents in the case of the parking permits that I still find unfair. We shouldn't have to pay for any parking, and we should have more visitor passes as well as the 2 events annually. I honestly haven't seen any problems, any parking issues in my community. I'm asking you guys to terminate this ordinance and that you guys focus on what our community really needs. I would love to see you guys do positive things like put up horse signs and create a safe space for us to enjoy our horses and ride around safely without any fear of being ran over by cars. I really hope that you guys listen to us and terminate the parking permits and focus on what we really need. Thank you.
Good evening. Council. I'm Missy in the 3rd District, City of Compton. For the record, Miss Madam Clerk. Last evening, I looked at the meeting, very disappointed, because you know I'm gonna come up and tell it like it is. You guys gave us a lot of unpaid bills, and why is the bills just getting paid? It don't make no sense that our bills get paid late and we have all this revenues coming in here to the city. It just broke my heart to hear that we have bills that should have been paid last year. You guys want to pay it this year? No. Another thing, the controller. Do we have a RFP out for a controller? Because we definitely need someone in that controller office. You nodding your head, Miss? Okay, we do have that. Janine. Yes. Is she still on payroll? Because I'm going to beat that horse till something happened. And the reason why I am, because when she left Michigan, she came here with some luggage, owing the people over hundreds of thousands of dollars. And she didn't come to this podium to defend herself. So she shouldn't be on payroll here making $364 an hour. No. That's our money. She is not representing us. We didn't appoint her. You guys know her contract has expired, so we need to find somebody who's going to do right by us residents, us taxpayers like myself, and do things not only for you guys, but for us residents as well. So Janine, yes, I'm gonna ask about that every week. Dollar High. We don't need no more nonprofits running out of Dollar High because it don't belong to you, Andre Spicer. I done told you 1,000 times. That is not your building. That building belongs to the residents of Compton. Everybody that's been in that building has got their own business out of that building.
Missy, thank you.
But I'm sorry. Well, see, I talk loud enough, so I forget about this. Vanessa Satchel. Okay, I would like to know what's going on with the investigation of the credit cards. That needs to be resolved, and we're going to keep discussing that until it's resolved. I'm sure it's not taking that long. I don't know what's trying to be hidden. He sunk himself. So why is he still sitting there? We need to have that resolved before the election, the credit card situation, ASAP. I agree, we do need a parking, we need someone to come in and talk about the parking, but also with that, after we do bring in and talk about that and decide who we would like to come in and maybe draw up some type of plan, we also need safety to come in, public safety to come in. We also need safety, building and safety also to come in. There's many departments that need to come in and be a part of this parking situation. We need to look at illegal housing being built, that has been built all over this city, which is a problem. blocking up sewer systems. We need to look at that. We need to look at vending on the street where oil's been poured down our drains that's now going to the ocean. There's a lot of things we need to talk about. So yes, we need an assessment, but we would need a full city assessment. Drainage, illegal housing being built. We need all of that done, not just parking. When we're talking about an ordinance now. So we might as well get all these ordinances together. Illegal parking, illegal building. Building and safety is important. Mr. Bowers, if we're gonna do an assessment, let's get it all done. I want them to start going and, wait, let's talk about these garages. Let's talk about all that. We just stacked them in there, we got fires. Let's talk about all of this. Let's get it all done. We want this parking situation done, handle it all, not just parking.
Oh, excuse. No. We have someone upstairs. We do have someone here. Madam City Clerk.
We'll go back to her. Go to
Okay.
the next person, and then we'll have the interpreter come down.
Okay. Thank you. You can just have a seat right there. Someone is coming, who should come down.
Hi, Mayor and Council members, City Manager, and City Clerks. My name is Jaime Rodriguez. Me again. Today has been 6 months, 1 week, that me complaining about the no U-turns on Alondra between Wilmington and Central. And I would like to know how much longer do I have to wait, have to remove, or answer about the signs, or should I forget all about it? On my, or me no bother all about it. Please help us and take a look at it. Be concerned on those signs. Again, please. Or because of, I would like to say to remove the center divider. I'm being by myself, but there's 96 families on the pity pen. I had an accident. I've been going around, try to be sighted. My neighbors have tickets by making a U-turn. I've been living there for 35 years. I try to give up, but I would like to consider to remove those signs, or at least can we have permit?
What? Mr. City Manager, he's been here several times to address this issue. Has anyone from Public Works had an opportunity to go out there and take a look at his issue that he's talking about? I think it's some signs there. I think there's on Greenleaf. No. It's Alondra. Wilmington and Central.
It's Alondra and Northwood.
Okay. Alondra.
Between
okay, thank you.
Northwood and
excuse me, please let me finish.
and Grandy.
Okay. Can we have someone to please go out there and address that issue and find out what the issue is so it can be addressed, Mr. Hopkins? Thank you. Okay.
Good evening, Council. My name is Diana Zaragoza. I'm here to address the parking permit situation. I'm a resident of Richland Farms. I'm 16-year-old, and I find everything that you guys are doing with the whole parking situation highly unfair and inconsiderate, because you guys didn't even ask our opinions. I think we should, my family has paid so much in taxes to be placed with parking permits. I think you guys should remove it and use that money to put something useful. Like, if you guys don't want us walking on the streets in the middle of the road, seeing people, children walking in the middle of the streets, you guys should put us sidewalks, because our streets don't even have sidewalks. We need signs for our horses. We need, the speeding, cars are speeding by. We can't even be out on our horses without cars passing by, not even slowing down when they see us on our horses. It's highly dangerous for us when the cars are like that. But I think everything that you guys are doing is wrong. I think you guys should remove those parking permits, because it's preventing my family members from coming and visiting us. It's preventing my parents from having birthday parties for me and my brothers. My parents now have to pick and choose who they want to celebrate. You guys all have families, and I think that's unfair that only our area of Compton is being affected and no one else. You guys aren't focusing on areas who have a bigger parking problem except us, which is highly unfair. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Press the button. Press the button for me.
Oh, what? Ay. Good evening. Mi nombre es María Ortega. My name is María Ortega. Traigo mi permiso desde enero 2. I brought my permit from January the 2nd. No recuerdo bien porque no traigo mi ticket. Me paró la policía en la Central y la 135. I don't remember because I don't have my ticket here, but the police stopped me on Central 135 and 135th. Primero me dijo el policía que me estaba parando por no traer mi placa. So the officer told me that he was stopping me for not having my placard. Traigo mi permiso desde enero 2. I have my permit since January 2nd. No pude contradecirle. Después me dijo que porque no hice mi stop. Me dio 2 violaciones. I couldn't contradict him, and then he told me, he asked me why did I not stop. He gave me 2 violations. So, ayer dejé mi carro parqueado porque pasa la basura adentro. Saqué mi carro a la street. So yesterday I left my car inside because the trash truck just goes inside. Me dieron ticket que porque mi sticker está vencido. So I got tickets because my tickets are expired. Se llevó mi carro a la grúa y fui a pagar a hoy 367. My car was towed away and today I went to pay 367. Fui al sheriff ayer, aquí al lado. I went to the sheriff's yesterday, right next door. Me dio esta inscripción para que fuera a sacar mi comprobante. I was given this slip to get this proof. Porque dice que no es que estoy mintiendo, es que es la regla. Because they say that I'm lying. Because it's a rule. Fui al corralón. So I went to the yard. No me dejaron entrar. Ellos fueron y despegaron el permiso de la ventana. I wasn't allowed to come in, and so they went and they unstuck. They got this permit unglued from the window. Vine otra vez con el sheriff de aquí al lado. So I came back to the sheriff right next door. Me cobró otros $80. I was charged another $80. Y me dio esto para ver si la ciudad me puede reemplazar ese dinero porque no me tenían que haber recogido mi carro porque traigo mi permiso. And I was given this thing back to see the city can give me my car back because I should never have had my car towed because I have my permit. Imagínense, voy a pagar 400 de este ticket de ayer y de hoy. Can you imagine? I'm going to pay $400 for the ticket for yesterday's and today's tickets. Ahora, en mayo 19, que vaya a corte, por no traer las placas al corriente y por que no hice mi stop, ¿cuánto voy a pagar? And then on May 19th, when I go to court, then I'm going to have to pay for not having my plate and then not having my my permit in order, then how much more am I gonna pay?
Tengo 30 años en este país y cuido mi récord.
I've been living in this country for 30 years. I really keep really good care of my record.
¿Quién me va a ayudar? ¿Quién me va a proteger? ¿Quién me va a evitar esta deuda?
Who's gonna help me? Who's gonna protect me? Who's gonna help me avoid getting this ticket?
No traer sticker, traigo mi licencia, traigo mi permiso.
I don't have the sticker. I have my driver's license and I have my permit.
Desde el miércoles de ceniza, no me recuerdo qué fecha es, tengo que meter mi carro y pagar un
Excuse me.
Since Ash Wednesday, I've been having to pay for an Uber or have another car because I cannot take my car out.
Excuse me.
Because I need to do my smoke check.
Thank you.
And I have no money.
Thank you. When she go out the double doors, someone there will be there to address that issue and I'll get her phone number so we can call her back. Okay? Okay. Yeah, someone, as she go through the double doors, there's someone there. Okay.
Omar Rashad Bradley, 2207 West 131st Street, and I am not here as an political opponent. I am here to address this side, and I am here to address this side. Where is the young man who said that this was a pilot program?
Excuse me, Mr. Bradley, will you please
Okay.
direct your statement to us,
I'm going
please?
to read something. Others complain that the new parking rules hinder their ability to park feed trucks and other vehicles needed for hauling agricultural products. They view the move as yet another attempt to force them to get rid of their animals. But Councilwoman Yvonne Arsenal, a Richland Farm resident for more than 30 years, said the restrictions are needed to ensure that the neighborhood remains safe for all residents. She said that at times the community has been plagued with problems such as illegal cockfighting, dogfighting, gambling, poor animal maintenance, even illegal sales of cow milk spiked with alcohol. Now let me tell you where this came from. This is a Los Angeles Times article from February 20th, 2011. I am watching my community get divided. But this is not a black issue. This is not a brown issue. This is an inactivity issue. And now our community has reached a feverish pitch where people are clashing because the councilwoman who sat there for the longest of anyone else decided this in 2011. It is 2026, and we are still talking about the same issue. This is not about black and brown. This is not about the community. This is not about culture. This is about the inability of leadership and the lack of ability to move forward with action.
Mr. Bradley, could you please direct your statements to this body, please? Okay.
Madam Mayor, let me say this to you as you asked me this twice. You as the city council are the living embodiment of the residents' will. The will, these are not your seats, these seats belong to the residents.
Yes, you're right.
So when I address you, I'm addressing them, and when I address them, I'm addressing you, because I'm addressing the needs of these people on this side. can't do it, the community wants you to.
Mr. Bradley, I believe your time is up.
Time's up.
Well, all right. And I had just made a little note, and I'm going to move on to something else. First of all, greetings, council. Just made a little note to myself. Let's not let separation bring about degradation to us as a community. Not over parking. Not over parking. Not going into any specifics. Let's find a solution. Some type of happy medium, which I'm sure council is trying to do. Regarding, to piggyback on what Ms. Vanessa said regarding the landfill, 2700 block, West Alondra. Sir, we desperately need LVTs. I see dumping in the drains. I'm tired of calling. They dump in our drains. After that property is mowed, which it has, at night, methane is emitted. Next time it happens, what I believe to be methane, because it's certainly not fog. This happens after every cut. In addition, I have come to council several times and asked about the soil samples that are being taken and the public should be permitted to know what's going around that hazardous area. We have people still dumping. The signs are prevalent right there, but they take it as permission for them to dump. So we're dumping on top of a dump. There was some deterrence when we had that LVT camera. Sir, I'd just like to encourage you, Mr. City Manager, if you could see to it that that camera get back over there so we don't keep exacerbating the problem in that area. It's my request. Thank you.
Good evening, Council. Fidel Marquez, District 1. City Manager, those potholes on Central and 91 are killing my tires, if we can address that issue. Also, just some clarity. I spoke to the attorney doing the Know Your Charter. I asked him for clarity on commissioners being allowed to run for elected office. He addressed me to give that matter to the city attorney, Ms. Janine McIntyre. Did anyone hire Janine McIntyre on that dais? Because the last thing I know, I've never seen that come across the dais, so we need to address that issue. Also, United Hands, I'm a volunteer. That is a hard job. Martha's out there in the sun, in the rain. She's feeding people out of her own pocket. We need to help her and disregard those tickets she got. This is ridiculous. Also, I want to speak about the elephant in the room. District 2, we got an imposter sitting in that seat. We need to address that. The council needs to make a decision right before election time. We need to get rid of this person. And if we want to sit here and talk about parties and illegal parties, we need to address the council person in District 2 having illegal parties at his business. So-called business, with a murder there also. Doesn't look good for someone representing our city. We need to address those issues, council. We need to get our charter committee. We have 4 vacancies. Please, anyone on this side, apply. This is the word of the people. You want representation? The charter committee is a perfect committee to get on. I recommend you guys do it. So
Lynn Boone, City of Compton. You know, I agree with Fidel. It's not just this meeting that's illegal. It's all the commission meetings. It's the block hub meetings. All of this. We have no legal representation. And you don't either. Mr. Hopkins sits over there, but all he is a city manager. And the people here in this room, you don't have to address the city manager because the council is the one that hires him. We have nothing to do with hiring a city manager. He's supposed to report to them, and he shouldn't have anything to do with the people out here. You know, what's going on in Richland Farms is over 20 years, Mr. Bowers. We need a real study. We need a consultant, what you asked for last week. We need an outside consultant, no one that's familiar with Mr. Hopkins. You know, I appreciate Ms. Shipp and what she says, but let's be real. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Ms. Shipp, what about when you were training the Hispanic people on how to vote with the machines? And you had them all vote for Eric Perry, and those ballots were turned in. What is that? Good, bad, or ugly? It has to change. And people, if you don't like what's going on up here, they don't want to listen to you. You have a man that sits on the end that practically rubs his head off his neck. Then you need to vote for a change. And Spicer needs to present to the city clerk his certificate that he received when he won the seat. Or he needs to show the city clerk the resolution which elected him, and he has me.
Madam City Clerk, I believe that's the end of our audience comments. Oh.
Hi, my name is Carmen Nunez. Glad you saw me right now. Last week I felt invisible because I'm a resident of Richland Farms, and I felt that you guys were ready to vote on the parking issue without taking into consideration like all the people that you saw here. And I'm glad that Mr. Bowers continued it, because I was like, okay, well, you have these options that were presented by Mr. Hopkins, but I felt that you guys were going to choose that, and I felt invisible, as well as I'm sure my colleagues or neighbors felt invisible as well, that you guys would take this that affects us into, make a decision without considering us. Oh wait, you guys already did that. But that you would do it again once we were outraged. I just wanted to let you know, it's not nice to feel invisible. I am a person. Everybody here, all our residents, whether, I'm not saying Richland Farm is perfect, I'm not saying it's bad. It is what it is. And there's other issues, there's other ordinance that need to be, like another gentleman said, if somebody's parking in your driveway, okay, address that. That shouldn't be allowed anywhere. But to have to pay to park on our own streets, not to be able to have visitors, that's not right. And I think you guys should consider us, and because we are visible. I looked at myself in the mirror before coming here. I'm like, I see you. I hope you guys see me.
I believe there is going to be a town hall meeting on, what day is that scheduled for, Mr. Hopkins? Friday. On this Friday at 5, I believe it's at 5 p.m. I'm sharing the information with you now so that you know that the meeting is taking place. So all of you will know. No, it's not. They gave it on Friday. That's what they sent to me. So the meeting will be Friday, although I think the councilman said it was going to be Saturday, but the information that was sent out to me said Friday. It's Friday. Friday at 5 p.m. It will be at Dollarhide. So make sure that you guys come out and share your concerns at the town hall meeting. This Friday at 5 p.m. at Dollarhide. This Friday. I'm gonna say this again. The meeting is this Friday, 5 p.m. at Dollarhide Community Center. Okay? Thank you. And will that be posted?
Yes, I can make sure that it's posted on the website.
Okay. Thank you. No. Madam City Clerk, that's the end of our audience comments.
I didn't hear you.
That's the end.
Okay, thank you.
Audience comments.
Madam Mayor, we move to the consent agenda.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. As you leave, please leave quietly because the meeting is continuing, so please leave as quiet as possible. Thank you. Again. Please make sure they could clear the lobby because so that we can hear in here. Thank you. Madam City Clerk, the consent items are routine and expected to be non-controversial. They will be acted upon by the council at one time without discussion unless a council member requests an item to be removed or discussed. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Madam City Clerk, roll call. Is there any item that need to be, no discussion? Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
We're going to vote. You have 15 seconds to vote.
Oh, okay. Councilwoman Darn, do you vote? Okay.
The item passed.
Okay.
Now we move to the regular agenda. We move to the city manager's report. And there's a request to authorize travel for elected officials for the 2026 City Leaders Summit in Sacramento, California, April 22nd through April 24th, 2026. And we set this up so you can vote. If you plan to attend, vote yes. If you don't plan to attend, then you will vote no.
Wait. So, were we voting on, sorry, I missed it. Are we voting to?
Authorize travel. If you're gonna go, if you plan to attend, you vote yes. If you don't plan to attend, you vote no.
I mean, shouldn't we be voting if we're authorizing first and then voting if we're going to go second? Because I'm not going, but I don't mind them going. So if I put no, then that vote goes as...
That means you're not going.
That means you will not be attending.
So did we have a motion for the travel?
So move.
Second.
Second.
Darton. Roll call. Councilmember Duhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer? Councilmember Bowers?
Yes.
We're gonna go to the vote next. Councilmember Darton?
Yes.
Mayor Sharif?
Yes.
Okay, now we have the item. I already read it, is to authorize travel to the 2026 City Leaders Summit. Now we will vote.
If you're planning to go.
If you're not planning to go, vote no. Thank you. Now we move to our next item, which is unfinished business, discussion and direction regarding special legal counsel.
You will need a motion on the floor?
It's a discussion.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, if you may, just for the sake of introduction and interest, if you recall, the city released an RFP to provide special legal counsel to your body. In the release of that RFP, we had 9 respondents to the RFP, of which 2 removed themselves from consideration. With that being said, you have, I believe, 7 firms left that are in consideration, of which the majority of those firms have come before this body and made a oral presentation. With that, your council can have your discussion.
Okay.
Well, I'm ready to hire. I was ready last week and the week before.
Is there any nominations?
Well, I nominate Alvarez Madruga Law Organization.
Okay. How,
You aren't able to vote because you didn't put the action item on the agenda. So
We
you
can just
can
vote.
direct your staff to bring back a resolution with Oliveras Madruga if that's who you choose
if
to
that's who we-
hire.
if we get the vote for that, okay.
Yes, but you need to give direction to staff.
Okay. Is there, so can we right now, since we have, do we just vote on that one person, then if there's another one, vote on that one? How would you suggest, Madam City Clerk?
I'm not the attorney, but
I'm just saying, is that
Mr.
right now, we got the name of the person here, so we just vote on this one. If we don't have enough votes for this one, then we go to the next one. If someone else has someone else, or if you guys have someone you want to put up now.
But you understand, you cannot vote tonight, right? This
Oh,
is
no,
not
we
an
not-
action item.
No, we just get voting to tell them who we want, so they can bring back the action item.
You can't vote. You just need to give him direction. If you want to
Okay.
say, bring
Okay.
back 3 firms, say, bring back 3 firms. Name the 3.
Wait a minute.
Name the 1.
Yes, sir.
Name the, whatever you would like. You can't vote on it. You can just direct him to
Direct
bring
him.
back an action item next week.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Is there any directions for the city manager for the, Alvarez and Magruder?
So
Go ahead.
So I would like to bring back Sanders and Roberts.
Okay. Anyone else?
Lil and Trio.
Who?
Is it Lel or Leal and Trio?
Trejo.
Trejo. It's 3.
No, I'm just looking at, and this is up for discussion. So I'm looking at Alvarez and Maduga. They, most of their experience has been with the school district. So, and also on the monthly retainer, they're saying they would set that amount if they're selected, so we have no idea how much that would be. And I'm looking at then Sanders and Roberts, their monthly retainer is $45,000 a month. And of course Hawkins, we should just eliminate them, period, because they only do the bond counsel services. So that's not what we need at this time.
Did she say 45,000? I think it's 40.
And if I'm not mistaken, in my review of Leal and Trejo, their proposal was only valid for 120 days, which has expired. So I would like to appoint a Norseman. Recommend bringing back Norseman. Since Leal and Trejo's, their proposal was only valid for 120 days, which was submitted September the 11th, last year, 2025. And also, they did not have a monthly retainer amount either.
I said we can't vote. So right now, can we just ask for the,
You should direct the city manager to bring back an action item that includes...
I know, I know. An action item to include one of these, all three.
You can include all three.
Okay, all right. That's what I need to find out. Thank you. And when you bring back all three, then we can vote on which one we want at that time. Okay. Then why don't we, Mr. City Manager, would you bring back, next week, would you bring back an action item for Magruder and for...
Sanders and Roberts.
Sanders and Roberts, and what's the other name?
Sanders and Roberts and Nossaman.
And Nossaman. Those three. Is that it? That's it, okay. Thank you.
You ready to move on?
Yes, we're ready to move on.
We move to new business. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton rescinding Resolution 26361, readopting, ratifying, and amending the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget for the acceptance and appropriate funds from the California Department of Justice Division of Operations to enforce a local ordinance or state law related to the illegal sale and marketing of tobacco products to minors in the amount of $350,000.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion? Discussion? Well, I do, Mr. Hopkins, on this particular item, I know we always get this grant, and with this grant, is this grant going to be used in order for any type of, for them to go into the stores and make sure that oh, there you are, thank you. This grant that's here for $350,000, will any portion of that grant be used in order for you to make sure that a certain cigarettes is not being sold to the youth in the city of Compton?
Madam Mayor, City Council, yes, ma'am. That's what it's geared for a code to go out and do inspections.
Just for inspections?
Inspections and site. They can't seize because of the new law, but we're trying to get LA County Sheriff involved as well to where they can seize those illegal products.
So if someone go in, they can't seize it, you have to have the sheriff?
Yeah, our code can't seize because they're not sworn officers.
Okay. Thank you.
So I have a question. It says 332,000, excuse me, for overtime. So are we paying the sheriffs this overtime or who?
We're paying our code. However, we're gonna look to, because of the season, because of the rules or the state rules with the seizing, we're gonna have to bring on the sheriffs to seize those illegal products. So yeah, that they would be tapping into those funds.
But I mean, only, it says 16,000 for salaries. So don't they do this while they're on duty?
No, sir, they do it on an overtime basis.
That doesn't make sense to me. If you're working and you drive past the store that's got issues, you go in and deal with it versus getting off work and then being paid overtime. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me.
I can't answer that. That's a Tony.
That's a who?
Mr. Ward, he's over code. I can't answer that.
People need to explain this. To pay the majority of the money in overtime and officers on duty, this is not weighing out to me.
Well, oh, you can't answer that either, because I was going to ask you a question, but it goes back to code enforcement.
And then what is machinery and equipment? $600.
If they elect to buy iPads or whatever equipment they may need, citation machine or something of that nature.
A $600 iPad.
For the officers?
Yes.
So we're only buying one iPad then?
Well, the grant only allows for 1 and 2 iPads.
We should pull this item for further discussion. And
I agree.
meet this next week.
Yep. So maybe we can get more information as to how this really is going to work out, especially when you talk about the overtime for the officers. Because at first I really thought code enforcement was the one that was actually would be handling it, but and now you did explain it, which I appreciate that, because you're saying that we do not, our ordinance does not cover for the be able to retrieve anything out from the store.
Yeah, that's correct. Our code officers can't seize illegal products. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
One other thing on that note, I know that there's been complaints from those shop owners saying that we're using different ordinances or codes. We're using something from the state and something from the county, and there's some variations in it. Which one are we supposed to be using? Or I guess Tony would have to explain that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, based on this grant, we're supposed to use state because the state is who's funding this product, well, funding this program.
Yeah, the people are coming in with the complaints, and they've showed that what they've been cited for in some cases, it's either state or county, and we should be using one of them.
So you're saying it's state?
Yeah, this is a state funded.
State funded program. Okay. Then why don't we just table this until next week, so we can get all the answers that we need. I know from our code enforcement. Hopefully he'll be able to be here at the time, so that we can get that information from him.
So is the question regarding just the overtime?
That's the question that the council seems to have, is that the overtime, how the officers being paid, if they are actually on duty, how does that affect them? Can they just go in and seize the illegal, if they are selling something illegal, like if kids are being exposed to menthol cigarettes or anything, can they seize that from the student or the child, or can they seize it from the shop owner if they know that he's actually selling that, violating that rule? And we just want to, I think they seem to want to know about that.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, so we can, hopefully the director will be here next week.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Mr. Woods, I know this funding is coming from the Department of Justice, and this was correcting some things that happened in the prior resolution. So we won't be in jeopardy of losing our funding by continuing it, will we?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Madam City Clerk?
Madam Mayor, we move to council comments.
Okay, council comments. We're going to start with Councilwoman from District 1.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Last Saturday, I attended a Black History Month celebration in collaboration with the 125 Historic Society and Key of Knowledge Community Development Corporation. The theme of the event, A Blast from the Past, Moments, Movements, and Milestones, honored the powerful history, culture, and achievements that continue to shape and uplift our community. I'd like to thank the presenters who shared their insight and experience, including former City Attorney LeGrand Clegg, former Councilwoman Tanya McCoy, the Honorable Judge Kelvin Filer, and Mayor Sharif. The program served as a meaningful reminder of the enduring contributions of those who paved the way and the responsibility we share to preserve and celebrate our collective legacy. In honor of Women's History Month, we celebrate Kimberly Ayadaki, I think that's how you say her name, a trailblazing aviator from Compton whose courage and determination broke barriers at a young age. At just 15 years old, she became the youngest African-American woman to complete a transcontinental flight across the United States, honoring the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen while inspiring youth nationwide. Kimberly's journey exemplifies excellence, perseverance, and the power of representation, reminding us that women, especially young women of color, can soar beyond limits and redefine what is possible. Next Wednesday, March 11th, I will be co-hosting a women's tea in collaboration with the Recreation Department and the Commission on Aging. This special event will be held in honor of Women's History Month. We'll celebrate and recognize our senior citizens. The women's tea will take place at Dollar High, so wear your fascinators and your pink and your floral dresses. Be at Dollar High Community Center from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. If you or someone you know would like to participate, please call area code 301-605-5688 to sign up. And in closing, I'd like to thank everyone who came out this evening. Thank you listening to both sides of the audience regarding parking and other issues that we're having in the city. And again, just want you to know that your voice matters to me, and I appreciate what you do to help us move this city forward. And in closing, always remember to eat, shop, and buy Compton, a safe, clean, and friendly city. Madam Mayor, that concludes my announcements.
Councilman Spicer.
Thank you. Last Thursday, we had a town hall meeting in regards to ICE. I just want to thank everybody that came out to participate, immigration lawyers, as well as Attorney McIntyre that was available, Sherla, and Latino Chambers of Commerce that all came out to participate. So thank you all for coming out. We will do this again. I seem to have some meaningful conversation, and we didn't come to a conclusion, so we will continue to have these conversations until we do. On March 28th at the Dollar High Community Center, address 301 North Tamarind Avenue, we will host a blood drive with the top ladies of distinction. Their Inglewood, Hub City, and Carson chapters will be hosting a blood drive. To schedule an appointment, visit redcrossblood.org. Again, that is March 28th, Dollar High Community Center from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. with the top ladies of distinction. On Saturday, April 4th, we will have partnership with Children Striving Together, DCX, The Culture annual Easter extravaganza will be at Luthers Park. Address is 1500 East Rosecrans Boulevard, 90221, starting at 12 noon. On Sunday, April 12th, at the Dollar High Community Center, the Tata chapter of Omega Psi Phi will be hosting their Talent Hunt 2026, poetry, ballet, modern dance, vocal and instrumental songs, and art is all welcomed. If you are interested in participating, please email Craig at heartinthehouse.com. That's Craig, C-R-A-I-G, at heartinthehouse.com. On April 17th and 18th, we will be hosting a FatherCon event. It's never too early, never too late. Fathers Matter. This will be on the sixth conference in a hybrid event. They'll be doing workshops. There'll be speakers on a variety of topics relevant to fathers, families, and safety, and the well-being of children. On Friday, April 17th, we'll be doing a screening of the film made by local filmmakers. And then on the 18th, there will be 3 breakout sessions, a keynote address, a number of resources, and this will be at the Dollar High Community Center. Address again is 301 North Tamarind Avenue. And lastly, on April 30th, we will host our next expungement and resource fair at the Dollar High Community Center. This is, address again is 301 North Tamarind Avenue. This will start at 10 a.m. and it'll go to 4 p.m. We do these expungement clinics at least twice a year. So far, we've helped to expunge over 600 residents. We've helped to house over 120 residents, and 250 residents were all employed from these expungement resource fairs. We'll continue to do those while I'm in office, and I appreciate you all for participating. This concludes my closing comments. You all have a blessed night.
Madam Mayor, I forgot to mention something.
Yes, ma'am.
Earlier this evening, a resident mentioned that I should be having business roundtables for District 1. But Councilwoman Darden hosts a quarterly business roundtable. All businesses, regardless of what district you're in, are invited to participate in her business roundtable. And the information that she provides, it's across the board. There is no difference if you're in District 1, District 2, 3, or 4. She has a quarterly business roundtable. I encourage all businesses to attend her business roundtable. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Councilman Bowers.
Thank you. I want to start off talking about Martha Barajas. I think what's happening with her is excessive, and the council needs to look into what's going on, why she's receiving citation after citation after citation. She feeds thousands of people, and she's a benefit to our community, and we shouldn't be abusing her. We should be assisting her to feed these people in their time of need. Mr. City Manager, the cameras at Greenleaf, are they working or not? Or what's the status on our camera system?
Those cameras at Greenleaf do not work. That's the old city camera system, and it is not operational.
Are we going to get the LVT cameras for these hot spots like the dump site?
We have other cameras in the work. We just had a meeting concerning this
Yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And so we have a citywide camera system coming, and there's going to be more on that when I do the presentation I spoke of earlier, Councilmember.
Also, the traffic calming devices have been ordered for Greenleaf and Wilmington, is that correct?
That's correct. We already have them on hand. We're waiting on the consultant to complete the assessment of the exact placement, but we have more than sufficient calming devices on hand at this time.
Okay, the other thing is the Alondra dump site. We requested the report, the soil sample report, and as of yet, we haven't seen that. And I, for one, would like to know the significant contamination or whatever's going on in the dump site, if we can get the report some kind of way.
I'll make an inquiry and see what we can get, sir.
Also, again, with regards to the parking, I requested that we have a citywide evaluation and present that in a public forum. That was what I originally requested, and that's still my preference. The Compton Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, sponsored by my office, will host a free CPR and AED training this Saturday, March 7th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at Dollar Hyde Community Center. These are life-saving skills every household should have. The training is free and open to all residents. Registration is required. The link is form.jotform, that's jotform.com/2602 2579 8678069, or you can call my office at 310-605-5537. I want to recognize West Coast Lions for the outstanding work they continue to do with our youth at Walter Tucker Park, located in the 3rd District. They host after-school programming 3 days a week, where young people help and maintain a youth-led garden and participate in cooking lessons that teach valuable skills. This work in partnership with our parks and recreation staff is making a real impact on Sunny Cove and surrounding neighborhood. They host after-school programming 3 days a week where young people help maintain a youth-led garden and participate in cooking lessons that teach valuable life skills. This work in partnership with our Parks and Recreation staff is making a real impact in the Sunny Cove and surrounding neighborhood. They also provide a weekly free food distribution on Thursdays, serving families across the city. Thank you for your continued service to our youth and our community. I would like to honor the life of longtime Compton resident, Mr. Thomas G. Bender. Mr. Bender was a proud member of this community for more than 30 years and dedicated many years of hard work through his career with Alameda Construction. On behalf of the city, we extend our sincere thoughts and prayers to his wife, Mrs. Bender, along with their family and friends during this difficult time. As always, through community, unity, partnership, and service, we will continue building a stronger Compton together. Thank you.
Are you finished?
Yes.
Okay. Councilwoman Darden?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On Thursday, March 3rd, my office participated in the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce Business Mixer at the America Job Center of California. The meeting highlighted the California legislative activities in Mike Gibson's Assembly District and also State Senator Laura Richardson District. On Saturday, March 7th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Compton College, Compton Unified School District, and the City of Compton are coordinating a career fair at the Compton College, 1111 East Artesia Boulevard, City of Compton 90221. There will be free workshops, resume writing, interviewing, free professional headshots. So please, anyone seeking employment, please attend that job career fair. On Saturday, March the 7th, at 9:30 a.m., there will be a ribbon cutting ceremony at 10 a.m. The ribbon cutting ceremony will be at 10. At the new grand opening and ribbon cutting it's called the Epic Grand Opening and Ribbon Cutting Ceremony. So join Chef Robinson for an exclusive VIP event officially opening the doors to Let's Eat Soul Food Restaurant. Experience the flavors and tradition and the warmth of community in our brand new home at 546 West Compton Boulevard. Mrs. Joyce White Shipman the mother of our former employee, Belita Shipman, firefighter Michael Shipman, and grandmother of Ayanna Davis. Services are as follows. Will be on Tuesday, March 17, 2026, at New Philadelphia AME Church, 6380 Orange Avenue, Long Beach, California. I would like to wish a happy birthday to one of our City of Compton employees. I think she's out ill still. Dolores Jones, she's celebrating her birthday on today. And Mr. Reginald O'Donnell, Deputy Fire Chief, he celebrated his birthday on Saturday, the 28th. And also my daughter will be celebrating her birthday on the 5th. That's Michelle Green. Also, there are 2 residents in our city will be celebrating milestone birthdays this weekend, and that is Miss Dolores Zarita. I won't give the age. And also Mr. Roosevelt Lewis, he will be turning 90 years old, and so we want to wish them a happy birthday as well. And I would like to close in memory of Mr. Alfred Dobson. He's a former employee of the Compton Fire Department, and he was affectionately known as Double A. Church services will be 11 a.m. Tuesday, March 31st at Loveland Church, 17977 Merrill Avenue in Fontana. Thank you, Madam Mayor. That concludes my remarks.
I forgot to add, just to confirm, the meeting for the town hall meeting for the parking, it is Friday, March 6th at 5 p.m. at Dollar Hyde. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we adjourn, I'd like to briefly share a few updates on how my office has been working to support our residents and continue moving Compton forward. Priority 1, regional advocacy and transportation coordination. My office received and is reviewing the March 2026 maintenance schedule from Caltrans District 7, which outlines planned roadway maintenance across Los Angeles and Ventura counties, including activities within our region. This matters to us because staying informed on state-managed roadway maintenance allows us to positively advocate for timely service, minimize disruptions, and ensure our city's needs are not overlooked. We will continue submitting customer service requests through Caltrans portal when necessary and coordinating directly with our assigned government and legislative liaison to elevate any concerns impacting Compton residents. This Saturday, March 7th at 11 a.m., we will be celebrating the grand opening of a new sit-down soul restaurant, Let's Eat, located at 546 West Compton Boulevard. Supporting locally owned businesses strengthens our economy, creates jobs, and activates our commercial corridors. This opening represents continued investment and belief in Compton's future. I encourage residents to come out, support, and help welcome this new establishment as we continue fostering a thriving business community. One highlight I want to share as we close out Black History Month is the distinct honor of attending the Compton VFW Post 5394 ceremony recognizing 2 World War II veterans, Clifford E. Johnson, who will be 108 this year, and Clifford L. Johnson, who will be 99. This event directly supports our commitment to preserving history by honoring individuals who served our country during an extraordinary challenging time, demonstrating resilience, patriotism, and perseverance despite segregation and racial discrimination. This legacy is part of Compton's legacy. They live in the city of Compton. My office will continue advocating for infrastructure equity, strengthening regional partnerships, supporting small businesses, and ensuring Compton has a strong and respected voice at every table. I want to thank you to our residents for staying engaged, for speaking up about concerns and for continuing to believe in the progress of our city. Thank you as well to my council colleagues and city staff for your collaboration. Together, we will keep moving Compton forward. I would like a motion to adjourn.
Madam Mayor, I forgot to mention, to ask the city manager, I know he's preparing the budget hearing schedules. I'm asking you, please schedule one on a Saturday for the people that are working and unable to attend the early budget hearings. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Anything else you guys forgot to mention? Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Duhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer? Councilmember Bowers?
Yes.
Councilmember Darden?
Yes.
Mayor Sharif?
Yes.
You adjourn at 8:32 p.m.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk.